Hello and welcome to Library Connection. I'm your hostess, Mandy Cantrell. Excuse me. At the library, we work with a number of agencies here in town to serve our community, and one of those agencies is SAFE. And within SAFE, one of their programs is HIPPY. It stands for Home Instruction for Parents of Preschool Youngsters, HIPPY. It is a wonderful program that SAFE has for 3, 4, and 5-year-old children to give them a successful beginning to kindergarten. Joining me today is Becky Epperson and Pam Sims. They work with this program at SAFE, so they're going to tell us a little bit more about it. Thank you, ladies, for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Great, I appreciate it. Okay, HIPPY, we know, Home Instruction for Parents of Preschool Youngsters. I see why you call it HIPPY. That's
Yes,
a mouthful. So what exactly is it? I gave just a brief description, but what?
Well, HIPPY is an in-home free preschool program. We bring all the lessons, curriculum, everything the parent needs into the home to make sure that they have the ability to have their children ready for kindergarten when that time comes.
Right. For 3, 4, and 5-year-olds.
3, 4, and 5-year-olds.
Those ages. Now, like you said, it was free. That you said that
completely free.
It doesn't cost. They don't pay for the materials.
No, ma'am. The only thing that they may have to come out of pocket on ever is if we have a science experiment, and it may be something that they're already going to have in their home, such as an apple or a flower.
Common everyday.
Yes,
things.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's things that most people have in their homes on a regular basis.
That's great. Okay, so it's not just reading.
No,
There's a lot more to it. What kind of things do you do in the home? I know that's a wide open question. A lot of different things, but y'all, one of you, is it just the two of you, or are
there are 8 of us.
Oh, okay.
And we go into the home, and we have the curriculum that we follow, and we go over the lesson completely with the parent and make sure that they understand how to do every aspect of the lesson. Okay. It's called role play, and we have a tendency to get silly a little bit, you know, because we're playing on a 3 or 4-year-old level, and it's not ABCs and 1, 2, 3. It's like you said earlier. You're going to get the large motor muscles moving. You're going to have story comprehension. It hits math, language, literacy, science. I love the science experiments. That's one of my favorites. We have maybe do an obstacle course one day.
Fun.
But kids learn through repetition, so it's not always set down and just let's do this right here. It gets them up and moving, and that's what keeps it interesting, so they're not just sitting down in front of a pen and paper all the time. Because kids learn through other things other than just sitting down. They learn through doing.
By
Play.
doing.
Yes.
Play, yes. Right. And that is so nice. There are so many things you need. I used to be a kindergarten teacher. There's so many things you need to know before you come to kindergarten. Not just how to write or how to say your ABCs.
Exactly.
It's just, I don't know, like you named those little science experiments, how to use your hands and cut and color, things like that. That is great. So one of you, or one of the 8 of you, come into the home and meet with the parents. So now, do you do the lesson, or is this something the parent can do with the child?
Well, we go into the home and we actually role play the lesson with the parent, and one of us would be the child, the other would be the parent, so that we can show that parent that when they actually sit down with their child, how it is to be done.
It's the best way to learn it.
That's right. So we do it with the parent, go over it with the parent and pretend, and then the parent actually does the lesson with the child.
That's great.
Within the next week. She has a week to do it.
To do
he
that
or she
one lesson,
to do the lesson, and that parent educator goes back the next week, checks that lesson, and does it all over again with a new one.
Oh, that's great. So you're not just helping the children, you're helping the parents know how to help the children.
Right. We're encouraging them to be their first teacher. We're empowering them to be their child's first teacher.
And all parents can do it, just a little knowledge and a little confidence, a little help there.
Just a little tools. Yeah.
That is great.
Well, I know when I started in the HIPPY program with my children, I knew that they needed to have certain skills, but I just needed the structure that helped me, you know, just let me know what I needed to cover so that they were ready for school. And both of my kids, we loved it. And I had fun just watching my kids learn. At first they may not get it, and then when you see that light bulb goes off, that's just that moment, you know, that
Yeah.
you really say, hey, they got it, you know, and I did that. I had a part of that.
And see, that's what I tell the parents when we're trying to recruit them is that you can listen to a teacher all day long tell you where your child is academically, but when you see it yourself and you're involved in that, it means so much more. And you know where they are, so you know what you need to work on to get them where they need to be.
That is great. And I know children need to know, or they learn so much more in kindergarten than they used to. I don't know, they need to know all that beforehand, but if you can have them ready to learn, and a lot of this I'm sure is getting them ready to learn the things they learn.
Because we do serve some children that they don't go to school, they don't go to a preschool or a Head Start or something. So this is giving them that little bit of structure that, hey, it's sit down time, let's do your lesson.
But not hours.
Right,
Just
not
a
hours,
few
10 to
minutes.
15 minutes a day.
That's great. Yeah,
And that
surely,
it's a foundation, it starts that process.
Right.
And some kids get so involved, it may take longer,
Right.
but that's usually, and some kids call it playing school homework, whatever, but it's just that parent-child bonding, sitting down together and learning and that being just one-on-one time with that child. And
Exactly.
so many times we get caught up in the fast pace of the world that we just don't have enough of that one-on-one time with our kids.
That's true. But so you're helping to set that habit of starting at 3, 4, and 5, which can continue on as you're in school. I know I've helped with lots of homework and all of that, so that's great. What area do you cover? Sylacauga, Childersburg?
We cover all of Talladega County.
Oh, okay. So you have who are the 8 people that help you there? Home educators?
Parent educators.
Parent educators. They do the traveling.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What if, and I didn't even have this question on here, but I thought, what if parents work? How do you get around that? Or just schedule a time?
We try to be as convenient with your schedule as we possibly can.
Right.
I know we have some parents who, I had a gentleman come in that signed up the other day that he let me know that he got off at like 5:30 and his wife may not get there till 6.
Yes.
We try to accommodate for that.
Right.
We will make, we're not non-traditional hours, I guess is what we call it. Of course, we can come out. I don't want to be there at bedtime, but
Oh no! Now I'm sorry. Nobody wants to go or have someone in their home at dinner time. I think.
And we have also had parent educators who would rather work on the weekend occasionally. You know, they may come out on a Saturday and see you just so that we get that visit in. And we have some really good parent educators who really go that extra mile to make sure they just really have a love for children and families. And you get attached to these children and families.
I know you do.
And they get attached to us as well.
Oh, I'm sure.
And so it makes it that much easier, to be more convenient and work around your schedule.
And it is just once a week. I guess
It is.
somehow in my mind
It
I'm
is.
thinking every day, but it's just once a week
Once
that
a
you
week.
come.
For
So
30
it's
weeks for the 3 and
30
4-year-olds.
weeks. Okay. And you're hoping to begin in October.
Yes, ma'am.
So we'll get the date soon. That's great.
We're hoping to start around October 13th. That's our plan right now. We're busy testing and getting all the recruiting exactly. So we've been up and down the roads this week and last week especially. But
Well, if someone wanted to get involved in this program, how would they go about signing up?
Okay, they could call SAFE
Okay.
at 256-245-4343, and one of us will be glad to take an application over the phone.
Okay, great.
most of the schools, we've sent flyers out to some of the
Yes.
schools. I know that some of the schools
We have flyers
those.
at the library, actually.
You may find those in doctor's offices, on convenience store windows. Everybody has been very receptive to let us put our flyers just everywhere. So if you can't remember the number to SAFE, you can always look for one of our flyers. They are usually bright colors somewhere.
Yellow and orange. Yes, we have them at the library, and there are other places too.
Yes.
And it has all the information, the names, safe, and the phone number. So, and it's just that simple. You just sign up.
Yes, ma'am.
That's it.
That's great. That's great.
No income requirements, nothing like that.
It's for anybody.
Anybody.
Everybody. That is great. Now you say you provide all the materials except for maybe the apple, or I can think of the baking soda, the flour, things
Yes,
like
exactly.
that. What kind of materials do you provide?
Go ahead.
Okay, they get the lessons. They get books that go along with the lessons. Each book, usually 3 or 4 lessons, They get a supply box that has the crayons, glue, scissors,
wonderful.
tape, hole punch, everything they need to do the lessons with. That's
Wonderful.
provided to them free of charge.
Oh, that
That's
is
part of our program.
that is great. That's a lot of fun. I know it's hard for people sometimes to get those things, so it's nice if
Right.
it all comes and the children know it's right there in the box. That's
Right.
great. Let's see. I will go ahead before we take our break in just a minute and talk about Word of the Week. That's how we partner with you. The
Yes,
Word of the
ma'am.
Week is a word, and you may have to correct me on this. It's a word you want the children to become familiar with.
Correct.
And we pull books. They give us the word, like it's box,
Right.
and we pull books with box in the title or in the
Within
book.
the story.
We pull those at a separate place upstairs at the library, and parents can come in and check those
Yes,
books
ma'am.
out. We have several that do that. It's really interesting. I like that. We have to limit them to 2 because we don't want to take them all. But we like getting people into the library. We appreciate that. I think
And
they
that's
get
why we
some people-
partner, because we want our families to go to the library and access the wonderful books that are there.
Free books. Free.
You know, and build their children's vocabulary, their language skills, and that's why we do the Word of the Week, to introduce them to more vocabulary.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Not only the books too, but y'all have a really great story time that we have. Our families come and are always saying, "Oh, we went to the library the other day and
Oh, good.
the magician was there," or something like that.
Yes,
So
yes.
I do have a family that this past year told me, "Oh, we go to the library story time every week." Well, I would go to her house the day after, and she said, "Oh, I know the Word of the Week. I already know it." So my plan was to try to catch her before she went
Oh, really? Before she got to the
story
library.
time, because I knew she would go every week. She was that faithful with her child going.
Well,
So,
it's great that we can all work together
Yes,
Right.
to help children. I mean, our goal is to help them enjoy reading and become familiar with books and be comfortable coming in the library and checking. Because our
Right.
books are free. You get them for 2 weeks. Word of the Week and then other books.
Right.
So that's a lot of fun. Well, I think it's neat because before we started taping, you ladies were telling me that both of you, your children went through the HIPPY program
Yes.
before you went to work for SAFE.
right.
So apparently it's a program you really believed in.
Of course it is. My daughter was very shy, and I know Miss Elaine, we miss her very much.
Oh,
but, one of my first fond memories of the library / HIPPY combination was when I was just a family and we'd have our story times at the library. And my daughter was so shy. I mean, hang on to my shirt tail, you know, that hide your eyes, whatever. And Miss Elaine was reading the story of Wadney the Wat.
Oh.
And so Brooke was so interested, just enjoying the story. And then all of a sudden, Miss Elaine asked a question and she just jumped up and hollered out the answer without even thinking. And then when she realized what she'd done, she just said, "Ew." But I was thinking that is just so amazing how children, books in general, are just that thirst for learning that it just gets them into a different world. I mean, she would have never done that in her right mind.
Right. She was caught up in the story.
She sure was.
And that's great. That's what we want to hear.
But both of my children have done the program, and we had a blast. Both of them have done all 3 years, and daylight and dark children, but they both enjoyed it. And I enjoyed when me and Brooke were doing it. My son was just recently born, and so that was our time when he would take a nap. We would sit down and do the lesson, and so that was that one-on-one time because it was a little jealousy, a little,
Exactly.
sure,
you know,
yes.
new baby
That's
getting
natural.
yes. So that was our time to spend together to do that, and you can't get those memories back, that time back.
Well, listen, we're going to take a quick break for commercials, and then we'll come back to talk a little bit more with Pam and Becky.
In Central Alabama, 9,100 kids face going to bed hungry tonight. Hunger doesn't take a day off. There are kids right here, right now, that don't know where they'll get their next meal. Join Alabama Childhood Food Solutions and help put an end to childhood hunger in Central Alabama. Make a difference. Donate today, by mail or online, to help ACFS feed hungry kids. There's no better time to share than now. Their next meal could come from you.
Any meal, anytime, it's a Huddle House on Highway 280. From the popular Huddle House Signature Waffle to our Big House breakfast, including gravy and biscuit and loaded hash browns, it's a Huddle House. Try our Philly cheese steak omelet. It's a sure hit too. Our Big House sandwich combos include Huddle Burger and Country Fried Steak. And for lunch or dinner, it's the often requested chopped steak with mushroom gravy. Starting to get hungry? Head to the Huddle House. Our friendly and experienced team await you. Huddle House, Highway 280, any meal, anytime.
At Marble City Pharmacy, we're more than just a drugstore. Our gift shop boasts some of the most unique treasures you'll find anywhere. Come in and browse the vast selection of jewelry, purses, clothing accessories, and crafts. Let our friendly staff help you find that special card or gift for any occasion. Our dollar wall features selected sale items, and we stock a wide variety of specialty items. And if it is a drugstore you need, Marble City Pharmacy was named the 2015 McKesson National Pharmacy of the Year. Visit us today at Marble City Pharmacy.
Since 1935, the Collins family has been the automobile business in Sylacauga. Bobby and Anderson Collins carry on that tradition today at Stop and Shop Auto Sales. Select from late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. And our vehicles do not go on the lot until they are thoroughly inspected by our experienced mechanics. At Stop and Shop Auto Sales, we offer a 30-day warranty on all our inventory. Family owned and operated for 4 generations. Stop and Shop Auto Sales, 230 West 1st Street in Sylacauga.
Hello and welcome back to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell, your hostess. I've been talking with Pam Sims and Becky Epperson with Sylacauga Alliance for Family Enhancement, SAFE. I always call it SAFE. I hardly ever say the whole name, but I wanted to say that. They are with the HIPPY program, the Home Instruction for Parents of Preschool Youngsters, which is a program for 3, 4, and 5-year-old children, helping parents learn to be their child's first teacher. I like the way you said that. I was going to copy that, say that. So they've been telling us a little bit about the program and things they're doing. And I know, Becky, you were telling about you and your daughter, Brooke. She was in the first 3-year-old class?
Yes,
Is that
ma'am.
correct?
I guess it was back in 1998 when she started in the 3-year-old program, and that tells how long we've been with the program. We were families in the program before we started in 2000.
Right.
Okay.
So we've been with HIPPY, I guess, as a family and then as an employee since HIPPY's been in Sylacauga. So that's and that makes it that much more special to us that we believe in the program. Yes. We were behind it then, and just the strides that HIPPY has made over that time has just been amazing, and the things that schools expect, and HIPPY has went right along with them, and that's nice to see the progress.
Yeah. So y'all are aware or in touch with schools and what they're doing, or just to kind of know? Just you kind of know what children need to know.
Right. Well, HIPPY USA has just revised our curriculum, and but because they go by what the school systems are requesting of the children now. Okay. So the age 3 and 4 have both been revised. Now it's year 1 and year 2. And of course we still have the age 5.
The age 5. Now your children went through it too.
Yes, ma'am. My 2 boys did.
Oh.
My oldest son started in the 4-year-old in 1998, and then my baby did 3, 4, and 5.
Oh, that's great.
It's wonderful. Just to see like Becky said earlier, the light bulb come on when they got something or they figured something out. You couldn't ask for a better program to help your child be prepared for school.
That's great. And this is a national program when you said
yes,
HIPPY USA.
It's international, actually.
Oh, wow.
It's in Australia and several other countries. Wow. So, I mean, it's a wonderful program.
Yes,
and I would recommend it to anyone.
That's great. We are, and you know, you can recommend it.
We
You teach it. You've taught it as a parent, and you've taught it as a parent educator.
Right.
So, how did you make that transition from parent to working? Or are you just?
Well, HIPPY, one of their goals is to hire people from within the community, from their parents.
Yes.
And that's how we actually got involved. I know. For myself, it was Amy Pope.
Yeah.
Just saw something in me that she said, you need to come work for me. You need to be doing this. Because I was an at-home mom, and I taught my children myself, but I knew there was something else they needed besides just the ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, how to write their name and those kinds of things. And like Becky said, HIPPY gave me that because it was structured.
Yes.
And it was all written down there on paper for me to do, and they just excelled in it and did very well in school.
That's great.
It's just so easy. It's just laid out day by day, and it covers all the different domains and things that we really don't even think that are necessarily teaching kids. It's through play, but it's so much fun, and I've really enjoyed doing it with my children.
That's great. I know, as moms, I know, speaking for myself, I try to be a good mom and teach my children what they need to know, but you just get caught up in the day-to-day living life, and a book with lesson plans, with ideas. I can imagine looking and saying, oh, that's a good idea. I wish I'd have thought of that. That's a great thing to do with my children, and so simple.
Well, and the good thing too about HIPPY is the way that it's written. Even if a parent is maybe their reading skills aren't up there, it's still to where they can read it and be able to understand and know. And that's one of the reasons why you role play also with that parent, is to show them how to do it. And we've had several parents that their reading skills are really low, but through the way HIPPY writes it and then us role playing it, they're able to do it with their children, because they want better for their child than what they, you always want better for your children.
Yes.
And HIPPY does that.
That's great. That's great. I know I asked them, do y'all have any stories that you could tell, any success, or do we have time for your story? Probably not enough time, but I know you've been involved in it several years, and were parent educators, or maybe you are now too. You can still go out into the homes.
And that's one of my favorite parts. I mean, I have sat behind the desk, but there is nothing like going out and meeting with the families, and you get attached. And I will tell you a story we have. I think when we had our 5-year-old graduation this year, we had 2 parents, I think I'm right, with 2 parents who had 3 kids that were back-to-back consecutive in the program.
Wow.
And they graduated this year, so I'm really missing. And one of them just happened to be one of my families that is going to really be missed. They participated in story times. I mean, they were at everything we had. And them too. They come to the library for your story time also. But and that's the thing, we want to get them involved. So that they are involved in every aspect of their child's life, and we try to set that example that we're involved with our kids. We want to go to PTA meetings. We want to make sure that we're working with the school and teach them how to talk with the teachers. But you have those parents that just comes natural to, and then you have those who need a little boost. Yeah,
maybe they didn't have that.
Exactly.
Well, this sounds as much for parents as for kids.
Well, and that's why it's called home instruction for parents of preschool youngsters, because we're educating the parents to educate their children.
That's great.
And one thing that's not on there, every week we take out a parenting tip. It could be a recipe that another parent has shared with us. And then we may have a parent call and say, hey, can you find me some information on this? And I know one was the car seat rule. What's the age, the weight requirements, and all that. So we try to find something on that that will be, that all the parents may not think to ask, but may want to know. But we just throw a little parenting tip in there. Not that we're telling you how to raise your children or anything, but we want to make sure that we put the information out there, and that's just a little tidbit that we do in every visit we go on.
That's great. Just anything to help parents, because I know some things change. I don't know that car seats rules have actually changed, but I found out later on I did the wrong thing with my first daughter. I turned her around too soon, but I thought it was a weight thing, but it wasn't. It was just little tips like that that you may think but
exactly. And the recipe thing, people love the recipes, and especially around some of the holidays, they like to get the little easy, and we try to keep it inexpensive, the recipe ideas, as inexpensive as we can.
Sure.
So it may be making Rice Krispie treats into a spider or things like that. Yes, exactly. But it's something that the parent and child can do together, and that's just our way of extending that bond.
That's great. That's great. Now, you do more than just go into the homes. You mentioned graduation. Do you have other activities, monthly or quarterly or whatever?
We have a story time once a month on the north and south end of the county.
Okay.
we also serve all of Talladega County, so that to make it more convenient for them, we usually have a group meeting in Talladega or Lincoln, that area.
Right.
And we try to get the parents together once a month. We may have a story time. We may have a speaker come in and speak with the parents, whether it's on first aid. We may take a field trip to the fire department.
Oh, fun.
With funds the way they are, and I know that all education,
Well, yeah, that's all right.
Been hit pretty hard.
you don't have to preach that, but with funds the way they are, we really take access all of our community resources.
Right.
And everybody has just welcomed us with open arms, and the kids have just had a ball with our fire department, with Bluebell, with Talladega Fire Department. Lincoln has even opened up.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
and so that's convenient, and they can go and meet their community helpers and that thing, and that's a big deal.
important too.
Is there anything you want to add to that?
No, I think you covered it.
Well, the Christmas party.
Christmas. Okay, yes.
We have our Christmas party every year. Santa comes and takes pictures with the kids.
Oh.
And then, of course, our 5-year-olds, once they've either finished the 4 and 5-year-old curriculum or all three, we have a graduation. And so that's specific to our 5-year-olds. And
We take them to lunch afterwards, after the graduation. We do a little ceremony and then take them to lunch.
Fun.
And we also have an end of the year picnic for all of our students, but all of our kids. So, and we all get them together, and they get their certificates and their medals and that sort of thing.
Looking to
proud.
change the name of that to end of the year celebration, because it's kind of gotten away from the picnic thing.
Oh, okay.
Because we used to have it outside, and it is the temperatures. We don't get to have it till like June,
Right,
early
when you
July, and
finish
it's
up,
just so hot that we've started having it at the rec in the gym. So we're looking at changing the name of that as just to a hippie celebration, end of the year
Instead of a
celebration.
yes,
Because we are not outside.
How nice for the children
They have
to
so much
get
fun.
together.
Exactly.
To get together and play. Because if they are, I mean, if some are not in a
Right.
daycare or preschool or anything, gives them a chance. And for the moms to get together.
And that's the purpose of the group meetings.
And one thing we've done this year, being that they've revised the 3 and 4-year-old,
Yes.
they have thrown in a lot of obstacle courses and things that you can make games out of around your home. And so we have done an obstacle course at our group meetings. We've tried to just put a spin on it that maybe the lesson did not show. We've had the jug toss, where you make a kind of like a glove out of a jug, milk jug, and you pitch the ball back and forth. That's working on eye-hand
Oh,
coordination,
yes.
that sort of things. And the kids
And
love
simple.
it. It's
Simple to do.
And you're gonna have that at your house.
Yes.
Eventually, you're gonna have a laundry detergent bottle or a milk jug
Yes.
that you can use to make these things, and kids love it.
And if you don't have a ball, you can make one out of paper.
Yes,
And that's
you
one
can.
thing that Hippie does, is we make a ball out of paper.
That's great. And kids will know how to have fun. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
that it doesn't take a lot of money. It just takes a little bit of time.
Right.
Exactly.
When you show them time, have time with them, they love it. When you're showing them some attention.
That's great. That's great. Elaine Liveoak, that worked at the library, worked with you guys
Right.
in Hippie for a long time, and I know we definitely miss Elaine. She's
Yes, we
enjoying
do.
retirement, but and she was given an award one year with Hippie Hero or
Yes,
something.
ma'am.
Yeah.
We nominated her as our Hippie hero, and she won and went down to Montgomery for a banquet.
Yes.
Was given an award there and recognized there,
Yeah.
amongst other Hippie programs.
That's great.
But we were very proud that we had Miss Elaine come
Yeah.
and represent our Hippie program on that end. And and the library always has, but she's been there as long as we have,
Right.
a part of the
She's very
of
special,
Hippie.
yeah.
So she's been there since the beginning too. So
Well, she was very excited too. I was there with her
Oh,
when she was
yes.
getting ready to go. She was so excited. What an honor, because she just loves children, and we all do. I
Exactly,
think,
exactly.
and want to help them.
Now, I did want to add, though, we also, Lincoln, Childersburg, and Talladega, we work with their libraries also.
Okay, great.
Okay.
So they can just call SAFE at 245-4343
Yes,
to
ma'am.
find out about the Hippie program. Well, thank you, ladies, so much
Thank
for
you.
joining me
Thank
today,
you
and I
for
hope
having
you'll
us.
join us next time on Library Connection.